Alright guys, so in this video we'll talk about the characteristics of living things. There are about 11 of them, 11 characteristics of living things. Firstly, the word characteristics also means features or properties. That is what characteristics mean. Though some textbook may say 5, some may say 7, some may say 9, but the complete and comprehensive one is 11 in total. So these are what we're about to go into right now, the 11 characteristics of living things. And there is a simple mnemonic to use to remember them. So instead of racking your brain, the mnemonic to use when trying to remember this is simply Mr. Niger card with a double C. Alright, so for some textbook they only include one of the C's, and for some they omit both C's entirely, but this is a complete and comprehensive one, and I will tell you what each of them mean. Now most of you already know, but for the sake of practice and revision, I will tell you what it means. And for those of you who are seeing it for the first time, this is your chance to learn this and learn it once and for all. So number one, the M stands for movement. M stands for movement. So all living things move. That is one important thing you have to understand. All living things move, both plants and animals. So animals, that's humans and normal animals, move by moving their entire body, or move by moving the part of the body about a fixed point. But plants do not move the entire body. Plants only move about a fixed point. They wave the branches, the leaves, and all that. Now the second one we'll talk about right now is R. By the way, we have two R's here. We have this and we have this. We'll start with the first one. The first R stands for respiration. Respiration. The word respiration here simply means breathing. So it means you're taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. By the way, the reverse happens for plants. Plant takes in carbon dioxide and then give out oxygen. So in other words, we need plant to live, to stay alive, and plant needs us to stay alive. So that is it. The third is N, and the N stands for nutrition. Nutrition. The word nutrition here simply means feeding. So it means your ability to take in nutrients, food. Alright, so plants can take in nutrients, humans can take in nutrients. So that is part of the properties that makes them living things. Now the next is I. I stands for irritability. Irritability. It can also be called sensitivity. Sensitivity. It refers to one's ability to respond to touches, to changes, to stimulus. For instance, when someone touches you, you turn to see who touched you. So it means you have the ability to respond to touches. When the wind blows, the plant responds by moving. So it means it responded. So plants are living things just like humans. And the fourth characteristic of living thing we're going to talk about right now, the fifth rather, is G, and the G stands for growth. Now all living things grow, alright? So for the sake of those writing, take this down, that growth is defined as an irreversible and permanent increase in size and dry mass. Irreversible, so it means growth cannot be reversed. It's not possible. Both plants and animals grow, though there's a difference. We humans and animals alike, they grow from all part of the body. So growth in humans is definite, and it is diffuse. That means it takes parts, part of the body. We grow from the head, from hands, from our legs, from all part of the body. But for plants, plant begins to grow from the tip, that is the shoot region. it keeps growing and all that stuff. So it's indefinite, while that of humans is definite. And number 6 right now, the sixth one is E, and the A stands for excretion. Now, excretion, for those writing, excretion is defined as the remover of waste products of metabolism. That is excretion. Do not confuse the word excretion for defecation. Defecation is different. Defecation simply means you are removing feces, that is poop, feces. So it has nothing to do with excretion. Excretion means you're removing waste products like sweat, like saliva, like urine. So that is what excretion means. Now the next seventh one is C. We have two C's there. Sorry, before that actually we have R. This is the second R, and this R stands for reproduction. Reproduction, right? That's it. Now reproduction is defined as the ability of living organisms to replicate. The word replicate means to reproduce, to bring forth, right? To replicate living organisms of their kind. That is simply what reproduction means. Humans can reproduce, plants can reproduce, right? So that is basically reproduction. We have two main types of reproduction. These are asexual and sexual reproduction. So take note of that. Now the C, we have two C's there. The first one stands for cell, right? So cell is simply the basic unit of life. That is the simplest definition for cell. Now, all living things, of course, have cell. That is because if you take out the cell in a living thing, that living thing will die. Now, the next C is competition. Competition. So it means all living things can compete for the basic things of life like water and all those. Now, number 10, we have A, that stands for adaptation. Adaptation. All right. And 11, that is D. D stands for death. So there's a time to be born and there's a time to die. So all living things will die someday, with plants and animals. So this is simply the 11. These are simply rather the 11 characteristics of living things. I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. Leave a comment below. I'll be more than glad to always read your comment. And subscribe and share the video with your friends. Thank you for watching.